Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to In.The.News. Live news and commentary from around the world by your host, Holy Joe Rock and Roll.
What up, everybody? It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll, and this is In the Motherfucking News. You may have heard that the campaign of Donald J. Trump has come under fire recently due to the accusations of battery or physical assault by a reporter by the name of Michelle Fields. She used to work for Breitbart. Now, Breitbart is a news organization that has, at least recently, been relatively pro-Trump. Michelle Fields was a reporter and was at the Jupiter, Florida venue, one of Trump's hotels, where he gave a victory speech after one of the Super Tuesday events where he was very presidential. Now, Donald Trump's campaign manager, who I thought was one of his Secret Service agents, you always will see him at his campaign events. He's one of the first guys on and off the stage with Donald Trump. Look for it. Look for it. You'll see this guy. Now, look, there may be a sort of a carbon copy clone from the Secret Service who looks very similar. Corey Lewandowski or Ludovensky, whatever. Lebowski, let's call him Lebowski. Corey, campaign manager, is a former, I think, sheriff or police officer. So he has that, short haircut, right, like a military haircut. Anyhow, there is a guy you'll see on all of his campaign events, and it's usually Corey. I believe it's Corey, unless I said, like I said. Well, look, here's the bottom line is this. Michelle Fields claims that Corey manhandled her and bruised her arm. Now, she went on TV, on national live television, saying that that was the worst thing that ever happened to her since the death of her father.
Awful. I think the facts show that this has to be, aside from my father's death, the worst experience I've gone through.
She also accused the campaign of knocking her down, that a campaign manager should not grab a reporter and knock her down or throw her to the ground. These are her actual words. However, I would like to share with you this photo of when she was actually knocked on her ass at a Occupy Wall Street protest. And here the police are picking her up. Now, why wasn't that the worst fucking day in her life since the death of her father? Right? It just shows you the hypocrisy, the lies of this 15-minute of fame media whore, Michelle Fields. And that the narrative coming from the media has been from the beginning to get Trump. Right? At first they said he's not serious. They made fun of him. Maybe they put him on the air to try to trip him up. And the whole time, Trump has just kicked their ass and made the media his bitch. We see that. He got supposedly earned media of over $2 billion. Who gives a rat's ass, right? This is just funny money. And the networks probably made $5 or $6 billion by having Trump on their air, selling ads, cranking up their ratings, right? So this has been a win-win for the media, as it also has been a win for Donald J. Trump, who's gotten on TV, got to be able to get his message out, get FaceTime on TV in front of the American people. But here's the video, the actual video, surveillance video from Donald Trump's venue. Now, I got it from this other news organization, okay? It's in the public domain. This is fair use, people, so YouTube, don't try to knock off this video. This is fair use. Here's what happened step by step. You see that he's coming from the back, kind of reaches over with his left arm. He can't even grab her. It looks like he grabs her shoulder initially, pulls her back, and then maybe with his right hand, he may have, you can't see it, he may have with his right hand grabbed her arm. Okay, pulled her, her forearm. The bruises that she shows here are on her forearm, where he may or may not have grabbed her to hold her back. Now, but notice that she doesn't stop and scream and cry or grimace. She continues walking forward. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that he didn't grab her. He did or didn't grab her. Obviously, he stopped her from pestering Donald J. Trump, whom the Secret Service said On 2 occasions, they said, back the fuck off, because he was touching him. And you can see in one of the frames, Donald does kind of one of these things, like, the fuck off of me, right? The fuck off of me. The press conference is over. So the bottom line is, this is clear evidence of the media biased against Donald J. Trump, and the narrative from both the left and the right, who was afraid of Donald J. Trump, to try to persecute him, to try to, again, defame him, to try to make this a war on women, and to add insult to injury, Ted Cruz, who has still not denied having an affair with 5 women. He only said that the story was bogus and that Donald Trump fed it to the National Enquiry, but he never said that he did or didn't do anything. Oh, that'll be another video. Hang on. Now, Ted Cruz, his reaction, which should have been, let's look at the facts, let's wait for the facts, started continuing this bullshit narrative that the Trump campaign is somehow violent or incites violence. There's been nothing like that. Donald J. Trump has just simply talked about his policies against illegal immigrants, illegal immigration, right? And that we should follow the law. The current law says that if you're here illegally, you are to be deported. Every country has that right. It's called sovereignty of a country. Either we have borders or we don't. Either we enforce our laws or we don't. What is the problem with that? Which laws do you wish to not follow? Should you stop paying your taxes to the IRS? Why don't you do that if you're not going to enforce the immigration law, right? I think in the bottom line is that as people find the facts, if you're patient enough to listen, to look, to do your own research, and not be a media-sucking whore, believing what they say to you, when you look at the facts, when you look at the video, yes, there was an encounter. A man named Corey Lewandowski, whatever, looks like he grabbed her shoulder, pulled her back, and maybe with the other arm grabbed her arm and held her back. But to accuse him of battery, this is just political nonsense. And if you open your eyes to it, you can see that. And the fact that both the left and the right is so fearful of Donald Trump should give you the encouragement, because when you hear the message of Donald J. Trump, it is a populist message. It is a good message. It is a positive message. Make America great again. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want better jobs, better health care, to get rid of this deficit by getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse, and cutting stupid programs that aren't working? It's just common sense, people. Common sense. So we'll see exactly what happens. Wisconsin is going to be the next battleground state. Trump is there. It's sort of neck and neck with Cruz. Honestly, I think if Trump can put this away, if he can win Wisconsin, he will put this away, and Cruz is going to be just toast. If Cruz wins Wisconsin, however, we got a battle royale going on for the rest until June, right? And we'll see what happens. But personally, I would like to see this over, because in any other campaign cycle, the GOP, the media, everybody would be saying, let's rally around the winner. And they're not doing it now. Why? Because they cannot control Donald Trump. He works for the people. He's not taking their political campaigns. He's not taking their donations. Nobody owns him. He's going to be able to do the right thing. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll. This has been In the Mother Effing News. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more.
Thank you for watching In the News, a feature of HJRR TV, and presented by the Reverend Dr. Holy Joe Rock and Roll. Please rate us, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to this channel for more In the News.